All right, good podcast, guys.
I'm just going to post that.
Two whiskeys.
Ah, come on, man.
Sit still, my boy, for I'm going to tell ye a story that may very well save your life.
All right, welcome back for the first time to a Two Whiskeys podcast. That's right. Nobody asked for it. Here's the next episode. We're going to do it anyway, not stopping.
This is Ryan.
And this is Joey. We are two pirates that are going to...
I'm Eric.
Oh, God. Yes.
Captain of the Endeavor.
I'm genuinely stuck in this room with him. We haven't left here since then. I'm terrified.
I took my coat off.
He's more mobile now. But, yep, here we are. So, back at it again this week. We are going to be tasting another whiskey, obviously. Going to be sharing a few current event, like topical stories, talking about a few of those. Maybe discussing another SCA event that we frequent.
And we had hundreds of people listen to our last podcast, and they're all asking about Jake, and we have him again.
Yeah, in the background. We didn't get rid of him. We heard you, and here's our response. He will consistently be here, at the very least in the background, every time. He's stuck in here, too. None of us can leave.
Yeah, so we're going to spend a good chunk of this podcast talking about Jake and introducing him to all of our very loyal friends and listeners and subscribers and Patreons.
I need an adult.
Jake, you are an adult.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself, Jake.
Yeah, instead of sitting there weirdly with a shot, which we're going to also take one right now.
So go ahead. We're going to drink this.
I'm Jake. And now I'm going to get drunk.
Oh, you want to cheers? Okay, well.
At least one of you.
Podcasting 101, guys. Again, I feel like we already been through this. You can't all drink at once.
I edited that out last time. I'm going to edit it out this time.
Well, then stop doing it, though. I'm just going to spend this entire podcast just talking about that.
You're going to get it in there
Hey,
one way or
it's an
another.
extra topic.
Not if Ryan keeps editing it out.
Yeah, true. I probably shouldn't be. I'm literally a madman. I'm just being in control of what gets said and what doesn't get said all the time. Probably shouldn't be the only one who decides that.
Well, I'm definitely not going to put any effort into editing or
I know.
any of that technological bullshit. I just sit here, I drink, and I come up with ideas. That's my thing.
Oh, okay. Well, how about you do the first idea?
For the podcast or just in general?
No, just general right now.
All right, let's hit Jake. Oh, something to talk about.
You want to talk about hitting Jake? We can discuss that all day, I'm pretty sure.
You know, I don't know if I like this podcast anymore.
Well, you're stuck in here with us, not able to get out. We locked the door so that nobody will bother us.
The inside. No.
You can't see it right now, but there's a literal board over the door that we've nailed into place.
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the whiskey.
Okay.
that we
we're
have.
jumping right into that? All right.
Well, I mean, why not?
Fair enough.
We introduced Jake. Let's introduce him, save the best for last.
Oh, okay.
So we have Sheepdog Peanut Butter Whiskey. It's 70 Wolf.
It was about $17, $18 or so. Some classy stuff.
So that's what we'll be sampling later. After we get some more rum in.
Yeah, hopefully we don't need the rum. Like after we crack that open, hopefully it's not going to be so bad that we can't stomach it for the rest of the podcast. Because as you know, if we crack a bottle of whiskey here, we got to at least make an attempt at it.
So one of our favorite drinks of choice over the last year or two has actually been a pecan whiskey, or pecan whiskey.
Which they are currently sold out of everywhere. So that's fun.
I mean, and I don't even like pecans. And I love peanut butter.
So you're going to hate this whiskey.
Oh yeah, it's naturally going to have the opposite effect. Absolutely going to hate this.
Will, actually.
But we don't know yet. We haven't opened it. So we'll see where it takes us.
Well, I think we should break that open right before we get into the current events of today.
Probably not a bad call.
Over the last week.
And so, if for some reason you did listen to the last one, you may notice
Why wouldn't they? That was quality.
Absolutely, yeah. Terrible lighting,
Everything
terrible audio quality.
I'm involved with, it was quality.
Can you put some crickets in there?
I don't need to. The awkward silence will probably do its job.
No, I don't think crickets will be watching this either.
No, yeah. Speaks volumes to my skills. But hopefully, after we get through all this, you'll notice a significant difference in our sound quality. I bought this fantastic microphone off Amazon. It arrived early. I was happy about that. And we set up an extra lamp because it was really dark in the last video. If you watch the video.
It really helps with those listeners on Spotify.
Yeah.
The lamp.
It'll brighten up the audio a little bit, whatever.
Shut up. There's enough puns on that bottle of whiskey that we don't need any more invading this podcast.
Oh, yeah, we can't wait to break into 15 minutes of dog-based puns on a whiskey bottle.
Yeah. So go ahead and, what are the specs on this new mic that you got?
Well, it is larger than the other one. I don't know any of the specs for this thing. I just, went with recommendations. It's got a, nice, moving, retractable arm thing that allows me to move it. It's got some screens and foam on it.
What brand is it?
Moana? No, wait.
No, that's a Disney movie.
That's my bad. It's Mayano. Okay, close enough. Mayano is the microphone. And I have done some tests on it so far. It does sound a lot cleaner. Hopefully, through actual recording, it still manages to sound that way. I don't know. I only did 5-minute stretches. But I'm hoping for the best. It only fell down twice when I tried to clamp it to this desk, so hopefully that doesn't happen in the middle of this. Joe, what do you do?
Bored there?
No.
I mean, you hear me talk for a while and it's bound to happen, but...
I wanted to hear about the specs, and I know so many of our fans did as well.
Absolutely. I know there's probably dozens, if not hundreds, of techies out there that constantly listen to our podcast.
Well, I've talked to 2 people about our podcast, and they're both interested in the new mic.
Is one of them me?
No.
I mean, obviously, because I didn't know shit about it.
No, Mike Shea, Basement Lounge Pod.
Yeah, check it out. Talks about games, movies, pretty much cinema-related stuff a lot. Funny guy.
And our friend Vadriel the Elf.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually talked to other people,
How'd you manage? We haven't left this room. I was here.
I have my cell phone.
Oh.
I gotta write this down. Joey talks to other people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Talks to them. Doesn't listen to them.
All right. No, go ahead and make fun of me. Go ahead and introduce yourself while you're at it.
Yeah, Jake, speak up over there from your coffin.
You're right. Just give me 1 second.
Needs a little liquid courage. Don't mind him.
What are we talking about?
Jake, who are you? Why are you in my room?
My name is Jake.
Don't yell.
Been friends with these fuckers for years.
No need to yell.
Why is he yelling?
He's also getting the cabin fever like we are.
My name is Jake. Been friends with these fuckers for...
You're going to have to edit all that.
Yeah.
Can you edit everything Jake says into one cohesive sentence?
I can fucking try, but I'm not a miracle worker.
My name is Jake, and I've been friends with these fuckers for years.
Hi, Jake. Friendships
I
Anonymous.
think you guys know my name at this point.
You said it 3 times in the past 30 seconds, so...
Wait, what was his
My
name?
name is Jake.
My name's Jake.
Hi, my name is Draco.
Don't confuse them there, Malfoy. Anyway, Jake, what were you saying?
So,
My name is Jake.
let me do
Okay,
this.
that's
I'm the professional, I guess, so I have to do everything over here. We got Jake over here as our tech assistant to Google shit when we actually have a question arise, when we're talking about current events and all that kind of stuff. Jake has this handy dandy iPhone over there.
Ooh.
Are you on Android now?
I've been on Android.
You're
for
showing me
10
the
years.
screen. I don't know what that fucking means.
Oh my god, he's got a phone. Oh, I thought you had an iPhone for the longest time.
Anyway,
Yeah, something more interesting.
so me and Jake been friends for about 25-ish years now. Well, we've known each other for about 25 years. We've been friends for like 10.
That's accurate.
I think I've been friends with
And,
Jake for about 6 years.
Jake actually joined the SCA with me, went to the first event that I went to, and the second event, and the third event, and the fourth event with me. And the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I think
And
you missed
so
the
on and
9th.
so on.
Well, you fell off the wagon
The only one that I've missed
recently.
was that last Fool's one.
Okay, well then I just started going to more events, and
Jake didn't.
and you didn't. But
Can't hold him to too high a standard. I mean, look at him.
and within the SCA, he's known as Draco. For all of our skating friends out there, you may recognize the name. He's the captain of the Mayhem.
Sorry, I appreciate the way you pronounced mayhem. It's funny to me. I don't know. No, it's like it speaks volumes to like his character, Mayhem. What he's constantly over the top. I'm fucking funny.
No. I'm just like forcing dead air.
Just leading to more fucking editing.
Yeah,
for me.
just keep editing it, boy. But that's about that. Did we decide? Did we want to talk about like SCA and Pinzig WoW a little bit every episode?
I think at least for this one, I want to break into a little more because there's legitimately a lifetime of stories that we've gotten out of these events in just a short amount of time of going. But you know, I'm actually looking towards maybe the people that do listen, some kind of feedback. Maybe you want to hear more about the SCA or less. There's definitely other things we could talk about. You know, that isn't what consumes majority of our lives.
No, I mean, yeah, we could talk about lying to our friends.
We do that constantly, so I mean,
yeah,
I'm doing it right now.
So you don't lie.
No, we're not locked in this room.
I'm confused. But if we want to talk about the SCA in a little bit, I think since we have Jake here, he was a little bit part of my story last episode. But if he has any stories from Pinzig or the Wings or Fool's War that he'd like to tell.
Not at the moment, but when we think of something, it'll come up.
I mean, that's kind of the segment that we're at right now.
Okay, what are we talking about? That's right. SCA related stories that might involve Drake or that he might have himself based on his experiences.
Well, we already have one plan that we want to do. Definitely our first War of the Wings, the party with Jaegerwald. But we definitely want Imris there for that.
Yeah, so that may be a story.
He tells that one very well.
Yeah, well, we can tell the beginning of it, but
yeah,
the end of it.
Neither of us remember.
Really there.
Yeah. I vaguely remember getting dragged back to camp by Baron. That's about it.
Something about me peeing on some random person and you peeing in somebody's shoes.
My shoes? No.
Yeah. Ashley's
shoes.
Yeah. Possibly your own
No,
as well.
Ashley's.
Anyway, we'll get to that in a later podcast episode.
Yeah. Call that a teaser. I guess I don't know if that excited anybody, but
you don't have any stories that just jump out at you from when you think about Pinzig and WoW and Fool's War.
My brain filters through so many.
You can't grab onto one.
No.
Okay.
That's my issue.
The hamster can't stop running at this point. Okay.
Ooh, this one.
Jake, speak.
No, blueberries.
You're so good on the spot, man.
That's why you guys are on the camera.
You're like a master. Well, I mean, if you just tell me which story you like that, like if one of us were involved in, he can tell it.
Yeah, he can fill in the details. Not even that, eh? You just got this deer in headlights look going on.
My brain just stopped. Oh, what if we told the one about the party with the ginseng and the people thought it was Coke?
We could do that one. Again, that's one that's really good with Imris here.
Well, yes.
He's not going to be here for all of them, though.
Yeah, but on that one specifically, I want to get into the specifics of the early, period of WoW before we're going into that. Because I believe that was my second WoW. I wasn't there for y'all's first WoW, which is...
so you want to do our first WoW story before we jump into more WoW stories?
Yeah, because that one, we're really in the swing of things.
I mean, we could just go by fucking time frame.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only story I remember from our first WoW. Yeah, and that one where I fucked up Sunshine's knee. That's different.
I have 2 or 3 stories from my first WoW, but they're all involved with that first story.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, so...
Except for a sweet jacket that I found, but that's not very interesting.
I mean, that was the whole story right there.
No, there's more into it, but that's about it.
Right. Well, so yeah, that's why I kind of want to wait and get that first story in there. Build a foundation as far as, stories of WoW go.
Fool's War was fun, but I mean, we have some standout stories, but they're mostly individual stories from what I remember.
Yeah, for anyone who knows of Fool's War or doesn't know a lot about it, it's a fairly small SCA event around April, and it's not a lot of people go to it, but we still have some fun there. There's a small market setup that goes on. People go there, party, drink, fight still, but it's nowhere near the scale of War of the Wings and Pennsic, so not as much interaction there, I guess.
Yeah, the best one that we probably have is running back and forth and giving a buddy of ours refilling his cup full of whiskey while he's in the middle of an archery tournament.
Yeah, there was that.
Which he won, by the way.
Yeah, drinking while firing a bow and arrow.
No way it can go wrong.
I mean, the targets are in front of you. So.
And even then, that story wasn't that great because we weren't doing anything. We were ordering our pledges to do that at the time. So again, it's not that great for us.
Well,
no.
I mean...
maybe we're the bad guys.
Yeah, 100%. We're pirates.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Well, our friend asked us to refill his mug for him while he's in the middle of the tournament because he doesn't want to leave. So, I took the mug from him and said, okay, no problem. Hey, man, I'm going to need you to run back to camp and refill this.
Just hand it off to a pledge after that. Okay. Chain of command. So.
I do not condone imbibing in any sort of intoxicating substance while shooting archery.
Doesn't feel like a sentence that needs to be said, but it's there.
Do as he says, not as he does.
He didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Then.
Anyway, well, other than that fascinating story, is there any other, I guess, SDA-related stories we want to break into? We could break into another Pennsic one if, we want. There's so many good stories.
I feel like that's where we have to, and
it sucks.
I would love to be able to go in chronological order, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
anything in chronological order anymore. I remember that one story from that first Pennsic. I sat down for about a day and legitimately wrote down every story that I could think of off the top of my head. Maybe I'd be sure of 25% of them and when they happen. The other 75%. I have no idea. I could not tell you for the life of me which Pennsic they happened at.
What about our first Pirate Olympics?
Our first one? That wasn't our greatest one.
No,
The second Pirate Olympics was our greatest one.
The second one's the one where we won.
But if we want to go in chronological order, that's an easy one to go for. That and our Fizzball matches. But there's not a lot of stories there with the Fizzball matches.
Yeah.
Great shit happens, and it's awesome. But it's hard to put it into words.
Yeah, it's just a blanket awesome time without a lot of specific details jumping out because so much crazy shit happens during it.
And as far as story time goes, it's usually one or two really good things happen each year that's good for a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we could do the first two Pirate Olympics, talk about them a little bit. And then we can do the one where we cheated.
Was not all of them?
That was the second one.
No, third one. Second one we bribed.
Oh yeah.
No, first Pirate Olympics.
Well, what is the Pirate Olympics necessarily?
I was getting to that.
You're
right. I was going around my elbow to get my ass to get to it. But I was getting to it. I'll do it your way because it's easier. Air quotes.
Correct. Whatever. Tomato.
So the Paralympics is a couple hour, 4 hour long sort of scavenger hunt that another pirate camp at Pennsic throws. And again, Pennsic's 500 acres, 10,000 people show up, hundreds and hundreds of different camps. And it's a scavenger hunt. You answer some sort of pirate trivia question at the starting camp. And then they tell you where the next camp is. And you go there and you answer the question. Or if you fail the question, then you have to do some sort of challenge that they have set up in their camp. And I think one of our favorite ones was like the get it in, get it out, and get it wet kind of shit. And it's just ridiculous kind of stuff. Like what was it? You have to like hammer a massive tent stake in. You have like 3 hits with a sledgehammer to do it. You have to hammer that in, or you could pull it out.
Oh God.
No, you had to hammer it and then pull it out.
No, because there was 3 challenges. It was either or for all 3 of them. You could do this one, or you could do this one, or you could do this one.
Oh no, Draco did all of them, didn't he?
We all did all of them.
Yeah.
Get it wet was essentially dancing around a pole while someone sprays you with a garden hose.
No, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. So
it's really hot.
We show up, and this is our first Pirate Olympics. We essentially know nothing about pirates outside of like what they teach you in school, and these were not the questions they were asking you.
Yeah, it's like all like actual
they were
golden
asking
age
like
piracy shit.
What captain like lost his ship, and like this date at this like island, or like right off of this island. Just really random kind of shit,
but really specific.
Very specific random shit pertaining to pirates. And I think without cheating, and I'll get to that later, we answered, over years of doing this, we answered like 2 or 3 right. And one of them or 2 of them was a guess. So, that was one of our favorite challenges that I ever did, because we walked into that camp, and there's 10 camps total that you have to go to. We walked into this camp, and we had memorized a song, because if you fail the trivia and you fail the challenge, you can try to entertain the camp. You're doing one of the camps that's hosting it.
And unfortunately, entertainment is very subjective. So.
Yeah, a talent was the specifics.
So myself, Draco, and our friend memorized a song. One song. Another Irish drinking song, actually, by Da Vinci's Notebook. And we sang that at every single camp. Some of the camps we just said, like, fuck it, I don't know the trivia. I don't feel like doing your challenge right now because it looks like, it looks stupid. And so we're just going to do the song for you because we started this Pirate Olympics like an hour and a half late and we want to finish it. But that one camp, I forget the name of it. It's like Silver Dragon or something.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Like some of my favorite people at Penzic, but I always forget the name of their camp. They keep moving too, which doesn't help. But they absolutely love us, and they always host at least one of the stops at the Pirate Olympics every single year. But we showed up there, and we answered the trivia question wrong.
Of course.
And we decided to do all 3 of their challenges, and there was 3 of us again. So we're sitting there. We were at their camp for like 20 minutes at least, and then we sang for them. I think we in later years we would end up doing the exact same thing, except by that time we knew more songs, and we would end up singing like 2 or 3 songs before we went on about our fucking day.
They want us to sing that original song for them every year we go over there.
Every time we pass their camp, they want us to fucking sing that song now.
Thank God it's out of the way.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind. They're great people. I love them.
But you hate singing at this point.
So, yeah, that one year, that first year, I think we ended up singing it like 13 or 14 times in one day between the 10 camps that we went to and just other random people wanting a song. And then we went to a bardic night later and we sang it, and I forgot my fucking line after singing this fucking song 13 times.
Yeah, go over a dozen times in a day, and
I forgot my line in front of like 70 people.
Too much pressure, man.
I played it off very well.
Yeah, you were drunk, whatever.
Yeah, it was amazing. So back to the Pirate Olympics again. There's 9 camps total. You start and end at the same camp. And after you either answer the trivia, do the challenge, or entertain them, you get a shot of rum, and they tell you where the next camp is.
And isn't it like 9 times out of 10 the next camp is literally like across the campground, like they zigzag like that?
Yes. I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, maybe like 7 times out of 10. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had some where the next camp is like right around the corner, and then we've had other times where like, all right, well, you have to walk back, a mile back to where you just came from. to the next fucking camp, and that sucked. We definitely started way too late, and we were going slow as fuck because again, this is our first Pennsic. We know where nothing is, and we're Pennsic virgins, so no one wants to help us. We would ask for directions when we got really fucking desperate, and people are like, you'll figure it out. Like, this is all part of Pennsic, buddy.
And this is the dead of August, by the way. Just tremendous heat during all this while you're running across a 500-acre campground.
Which just adds more credence to the second time we did the Paralympics.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that. And what else? So we ended up, we were on that, like, the 8th stop or so towards the end of it. And the Paralympics was over. It was supposed to end at like 3 or 4 o'clock. It's like 5:30.
Yeah, a little behind.
We're still going up into camps and stuff like, hey, we're pirates doing the Olympic thing.
They're like sitting down to eat dinner and shit.
We're at least 7 shots deep. We're also drinking on our own.
Yeah.
So we're at least, we're probably like 10 shots deep, maybe more. And we walked into one camp. It was a royal camp, and they were actually doing their court when we walked in. And they still let us fucking, like, they paused their fucking court and they let us fucking sing in front of them all, and they'd already put everything away. They couldn't find us the rocks or some shit that they were giving us as the tokens.
I thought they did give us the tokens.
And they scrounged around for some fucking rum because they'd already packed it away because they don't drink rum. They're royalty. They only had a bottle of rum for that Pirate Olympic thing. I think someone ended up like donating some from their own private stock in their own tent.
Oh, that was good. Nice of them.
So we drank that, and then we interrupted someone like during dinner, and finally made it back to the original fucking camp. I'm like, Jesus, guys, they were gone for like 4 hours. Okay. We get a shot of rum, right? Did we win? No. We came in dead last out of the people that finished. Who else didn't finish? Well, as of fucking 5 minutes ago, you didn't. You'd already forgotten who you were.
You basically set a new record. It's nice.
Yeah. You want to talk about the second time there, Draco? That was probably my favorite Paralympic. I like the cheating one, but the second time.
Oh, the second time is your favorite one?
Yeah.
That one was legitimately just a testament.
It made me feel like a badass.
Yeah, of human willpower, to say the least.
The second one was more similar. It was similar to the first one, except we knew our way around, and B, we had an extra person with us. Or was Seamus with us that?
Seamus was with us the first year.
Was he? Okay, yeah. So
yeah, because we did another Irish drinking song. That's when he got hit by the bus. I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
it might have been the second time he got hit by the bus.
I don't think it was.
Well, I don't remember. I know it was at House Gawain.
Well,
I don't remember them doing a stop the first year.
Well, when he got hit by that bus was not a Pennsic I was there for, and I was there for the second time you guys did the Paralympics.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So it was the first time.
I'm pretty sure it was the first time, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't do Paralympics for our first year, now that I remember. Okay. We heard about it after it already happened.
Yeah.
Like so many fucking things our first year. We heard about so much shit after they'd already fucking happened. Nobody told us about them. Mm-hmm. So we came back our second year acting more like guided Pennsic virgins. Like our second year is the year we got sacrificed. Second year is the year we, I think that's the year we played Fizzball. That's the year we played fucking Paralympics. That's the year we actually did a bunch of scheduled shit because nobody fucking told us when anything was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually remember a lot of that stuff because it was my first. Your second year, I think, was my first year.
Our third year was your first year.
Third? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the second time you did Paralympics.
Yep. Yeah,
because I remember I got sacrificed at my first Pennsic at Iron Lance. And you guys jumped in on that because you didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, me, Vigo, and Draco all got sacrificed at the same time because we didn't hear about it until too late.
Yeah, and for those of you who
Our first year.
don't know, and I don't think they even do it anymore, Iron Lance did a virgin sacrifice where they just have a massive crowd of people, and all the people who were virgins their first year gather in their camp, and they would hang a legitimate boar head on a wooden pillar, and you would crouch underneath it and get Everclear poured through this boar's head into your mouth, and it would go into your eyes and beard, and they gave you glasses if you wanted them, if you were a coward.
And again, I'll reiterate that we had 3 people get sacrificed at once. So one of us got glasses, and it was not me or Draco.
Yeah. So
I think Vigo took them and just didn't wear them.
He took them, and then when he saw that we weren't wearing them,
yeah,
he didn't wear them.
you didn't want to look like a pussy.
Solidarity.
But anyway, moving from that. Yeah. So where were you?
Talking about the boar's head and the sacrificing.
Yeah.
I know in the later years they actually switched it from Everclear
To vodka to make it burn less.
And I think that's why they stopped doing it, because people were just bitching about getting vodka and Everclear in their eyes. And again, this is through a fucking unreliable grapevine that I heard this. It's just too many people complaining about it. Like, when it's 100% involuntary.
Yeah, I mean, like that legitimately destroys like things
The whole
within.
thing, like,
yeah, I mean, what's the
fucking
point?
hundreds upon hundreds of people have been sacrificed under those boar heads.
Yeah,
At Iron Lance, fucking Seth MacFarlane got sacrificed under a boar head.
I mean,
at Pennsic.
and it's such a shame. It's legitimately like they have no obligation whatsoever to do this. This is just something fun they want to add in. 100% you can choose to go there. You're not forced to by any means.
And from what I heard through the grapevine is that, like, it was already kind of being looked at because it's not dissimilar to hazing.
I guess, yeah.
Because, I mean, it is peer pressure to a point. Like, oh, you're the Pennsic Virgin, you gotta go get sacrificed and all that kind of shit. And I get that, but I fucking hate it. Like, I think the year before last, I think they were doing it, because we heard that there was like a mobile boar's head that they were doing.
Yeah, they were roving around doing it a little bit.
I think they're still doing it. They're just way more secretive about it.
Until now.
I mean, yeah.
Spreading the word.
Who knows, though? Again, that's some...
It's hearsay. We never saw
That's
it.
some grapevine bullshit going on. I do hope they bring it back, though.
Yeah, it was such a hype thing to experience there, especially for my first Pennsic going there. It's like, I wasn't necessarily given a lot of information. I was just told, like, hey, there's a virgin sacrifice, and this is kind of what happens. I'm like, oh, okay. Wanted this camp, just a massive crowd just chanting, and
Yeah, they ask you like 3 questions, and you have to shout them above like everyone's fucking...
yeah, the roar of the crowd. And if you fuck them up, you got to go to the back of the line. There's like 100 other people behind you.
It wasn't that much, but it feels that long.
Yeah, but so many people fucked it up constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow. I don't know. I personally have a lot of anxiety, so I was sitting there literally 100% of the time rehearsing every single question in my head until I got to the front of the line. So
I was worried. I was so worried about Mike Shea when he did it. It's like, I know he gets like anxiety around like that, around like big crowds and shit. And he fucking like yelled that shit like a fucking badass.
He crushed it. Fucking public
He stood up
speaking.
like he was on stage.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like he does stand up comedy, so it's.
But he still has social anxiety and shit like that.
That is,
he's an introvert through and through.
He's a fucking trooper.
Yeah.
To do that kind of stuff, and still get up on stage.
Yeah. And not stutter, not fucking.
Well, once he gets a few drinks in him, he gets going pretty well.
And even perfectly sober, he's still got that like silky smooth voice, you know.
Hey, he's got that radio voice all day, baby.
All right, Barry White.
All right, we'll try that one again.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're talking about Pirate Olympics.
Pirate Olympics.
Yeah, the second year.
So, different than the first year we did it, we got into full on pirate garb.
While you're talking, if you could pour us shots as well.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Thanks.
So, full on pirate garb, heavy coats, hats, boots,
all of our belts.
Yeah,
all the belts, all the bling.
All the whistles.
Legitimately the kind of shit you would wear out on the freezing sea on a ship.
Yeah, we all had like our biggest knives and all that shit on us. Like I think I was wearing like the fucking bitch bandolier at the time.
Yeah, you
which
were.
is just this massive fucking leather bandolier that has spots at the front of it that can fit like 6 shot glasses, and then it has a like a frog at the bottom for holding bottles.
Yeah,
and we had that. I don't know, you had like a bag on you.
We each had about 3 or 4 1-liter bottles of rum on us.
No,
While
we had the
doing this.
handles, didn't we?
No, we had.
Oh, we had the leader.
yeah, it was just the liter
Okay,
bottles.
we were smart then.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more intelligent about it.
And that was for bribery.
Yep.
We had an idea that the best way to get through, because it's the Pirate Olympics, if we go and bribe a camp with booze, they'll let us go.
And this year we were in it to win it.
Yeah.
Like we had heard that there was someone that like if they won it, then they were going to get promoted to captain. And this is like some dude that was part of the crew that was actually hosting it. So it's like, all right, he already has a leg up.
No, naturally, you were
For
wanting
one.
to shut that shit down.
Yeah, it was just bullshit.
We'll get into that later of
But yeah,
what happened with that. But one of my favorite things that happened when we had the bottles of rum, one of the camps, which you're camped to next to now,
Camp at Skulls. Yeah,
we walked straight up to them, and they asked us what we were going to do, and we said we have a talent. So Eric walks over to him and goes, "I can do magic." And they looked at him. Is this a bribe?
why? Yes, it is.
We'll take it. Go on, guys.
Yeah, my favorite one was we walked in and like we didn't even get all the way in their fucking camp when they started hitting us with the trivia questions. And it was like, what pirate did this and this on like this date or some shit? And like we had a bunch of bottles of like Admiral Nelson. I just slammed the bottle on the table and just like Admiral Nelson. Like, is that your answer or is that for us? Like, yep. And also that's the answer or else. Like, oh, you're right. Oh, cool. And they just like took the bottle. Like, I know. Bye. And we should have fucking won that too. Anyway,
It was rigged. Okay, it was completely
Well,
rigged.
not to the end yet, actually, because I forgot. We had a team behind us that was trying just as hard. They were doing it legit though. Like they weren't bribing anybody as far as we know. They were like answering the trivia
And they weren't trying to.
and they were doing the challenges as fast as they could. And they were just wearing normal garb and stuff.
They actually started ahead of us, and we ended up passing them at one point.
We passed them because we actually knew the site a little bit better than they do, I think, and we didn't get turned around. They got turned around at some point, and we passed them there. And then they showed up to a camp at some point. We're about halfway through, and they showed up to the camp we were at, and they had a hustle about them when they showed up, and we just like 3 of us looked at each other, and like fucking 30 or 40 pounds of garb and utility. Like, guys, if we really want to win, we're gonna have to start jogging. And so we started jogging. For the second half, we jogged to every fucking camp, bribed them, and then jogged. Like sometimes we stopped and got some water if we couldn't see the other people behind us. We would have a glass of water or just like fill up our horn and just start jogging again.
Well, and keeping in mind, of course, at each stop, you take a shot of rum.
Yeah.
So they're taking constant shots of rum at each camp and then jogging in mid-August heat in 30, 40 pounds of clothing and
We actually
belts
started
and garb.
chanting a cadence.
Yeah.
We had a pirate
keep the
camp.
momentum up.
To drink by Elstorm. We are here to steal you.
We're here to drink
your beer. We are here to drink your beer. Steal your rum at the point of a gun. Sound off.
Drink.
Yeah.
And I feel like it legitimately gave them, like, it was the wind beneath their wings. It kept them going.
Yeah.
It was rough for me because at one point my boots blew out and
Yeah.
I had to do it barefoot on the gravel pathways.
Yeah, that sucked, man. Like, I had just bought brand new boots. So I was breaking those motherfuckers in. So it sucked for me, but I had a very soft cushion beneath my foot. Like, I was just getting calluses on the back of my ankle. Draco was jogging in fucking 40 pounds of garb on gravel.
At one point, Seamus took my bottles from me, so I had less to run on while I was running barefoot.
Yeah. Like, and we ended up finishing. We ended up placing second, third, and fourth. And they knew the can that was thrown in. They kind of knew of us at that point, and they actually they knew what we were doing. They knew what we were planning, and they knew that we all run together as 3 people. It's supposed to be one person doing it by themselves, but they knew we all travel as 3 when doing the Pirate Olympics. And they sent someone while we were running around doing all the stops. They sent someone to fucking Walmart to pick up like a 4th place consolation prize. But so we ended up placing second, third, and fourth. And because of our rank structure at the time, I was first mate, the highest rank out of the 3 of us. So I took 4th place, the last place. And I ended up getting like a fucking Pirate's Guide for Dummies and a pretty cool bracelet that I still have to this day and I still wear sometimes.
Still have the Pirate's Guide to Dummies, I think, too.
I do. And I think second and third place, they got like pewter mugs and a necklace.
We had some really nice. We didn't get a necklace. We got really nice mugs.
We got that coin with the.
Yeah, it's the kind of medallion, right?
I forgot about the medallion. I don't know what that is. But I still have that mug, and I love that mug.
Yeah. Yeah, first place. He was wearing just like really light shorts and really light top and a really light belt and a pouch, and he ran the entire fucking thing, and he started before us.
Yeah, way before us.
Yeah, he started like 20 minutes before us at least. There's no way we could have beat him unless we like. We had our friends at camp, like saying that trying to stall him. Like they took forever to ask him the question, all that kind of shit, and they took forever to like, get the question thing in the first place.
Yeah,
I think Jack was talking about fucking just like throwing him in a fucking porta-john and not letting him out.
Weren't you gonna threaten him with a knife at one point?
I think that was the year that I did the Stone-Faced Man.
Yeah.
And he tried telling me like 3 or 4 jokes, and I just looked at him with my deadpan stare, pulling out like a Morning Star and a knife and just slamming on the table, just staring into his soul. And he eventually, after the 3rd joke's like, all right, what's the challenge you guys have? Because that's not happening.
I thought that was the challenge.
That was one of them. They also had the fluffy bunny thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which he went for that, and, that's not hard.
No, he answered the question.
Did he?
Yeah, I thought y'all said he answered the question and just got it right immediately.
Fucking no, you weren't there. I was.
I thought y'all said.
I didn't say shit.
Well, yeah, you were Stonewall.
The fact that he, like,
Jackson.
Yeah, he started before us, but he did get stalled effectively at our camp.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't for like 20 minutes, but I think it was for at least 5 minutes or something. And we were jogging through fucking most of it. And we actually skipped our camp.
We ran by it.
Yeah, well, we had to go by our camp anyway because someone behind us was, I think the next fucking stop.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. I fucking hated that because I think we could have beat him if our camp was really out of the way. And we could have just literally just skipped it, yeah.
No, it had to be convenient that year.
Yeah. Couldn't have cheated heavily. All we did was fucking
just light cheating and bribery.
But I think we offset the bribery by wearing like full fucking pirate garb.
You suffered for your
by the time we got back to camp, like we threw our fucking pirate coats on chairs and shit, and they just like hit the fucking ground and the chairs with that wet, just slopping fucking. Yeah, by the time we finished, they were so coated in sweat. Our coats alone were like fucking 20 pounds.
Yeah, it was disgusting and also impressive.
And then we did nothing for like 2 days.
Yep.
Except for Drake.
Well, naturally, but that's to be expected there.
Yeah, but for the next 2 days, like I say, we did nothing because we were just fucking lightweights. For 2 days, we after that we would have fucking 10 shots. And like, all right, well, I want to keep doing stuff, but I can't stand up.
So that was when you wore fucking weighted clothing and jog across a massive campground and drink the whole time. But, in most people's eyes, you guys did win.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like first place didn't really count because there was like, it was so set up in his favor the whole time.
Won.
Like, the fact that you guys bribed and cheated and still lost to this man is, I feel like that's a big testament to how much like was stacked against you.
And we didn't cheat. We were pirates in the Pirate Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, and that's actually years later. That's
Still
why one of
cheating.
our crew members won.
Oh yeah.
Because she just happened to have all the tokens that you're supposed to present at the end.
Yeah, each camp gives you a token, and she bought a
just
bunch
ended
of
up
paraphernalia.
having fucking like 30 of those tokens.
So we just got her really drunk.
Yeah.
Waited a little while.
A little too
and
drunk,
offered
some
to
might
the
say.
finishing
Yeah.
camp.
No, she went to most of the camps. Kaya's escorted her to most of the camps.
Okay.
I think we're on the 6th or 7th one because we still hit them all.
Mhm.
We still hit all the fucking camps because we did it ourselves. And they went to like 6 camps, and they showed up like right around the time that we showed up at the end. They skipped the last like 3 or 4 camps. And she's taken 5 or 6 shots of rum,
Which for her is a lot.
so she's fucking tanked, and she's falling over in their camp and stuff, and just out of her fucking pouch, 30 of those coins that we're supposed to be collecting just
splashed the
spill out
ground.
everywhere. And we're kind of like assisting her. I told her, just like, if you can't get away with it on your own, you don't deserve to get away with it. But at that point, like, she'd already basically gotten away with it.
You can see the finish line.
So,
throw a bone.
I think a couple of our buddies like got the attention of the whole fucking camp on the other side of the camp. We're like, do something.
A little song and
I just
dance.
shoveled all the fucking coins back into her pouch and stood her up and told Caius to fucking take her back to camp.
I was stepping on a few.
Yeah.
That you didn't get. I was just standing there.
Jacob's just playing Twister over there in the corner of the camp.
Like, just stretching over here, no big deal.
It's Pilates. But yeah, no, that was definitely a highlight. No, that was the year, I think, because that year we cheated heavily. That third year.
They said that they were worried about doing it again because of cheating, and it wasn't us.
Yeah, no,
They knew about our cheating.
people were like taking there's like a little bus, a shuttle that drives around.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
And
about
people
that.
were fucking taking that. People were driving their own cars around the site.
Keep in
which
mind-
you're not supposed to do anyway.
Yeah, but keep in mind, while they're taking a shot of rum
Yeah.
at each camp, they're then driving to the next camp.
Yeah.
We might cheat and bribe, but we're not irresponsible.
I think taking the bus should be allowed because there's only one bus that runs around like an area.
Yeah,
at
there's a-
time.
there's a good
so
chance,
if you
like,
hit
you
it at the
catching it.
right fucking time.
That's just lucky right there.
just fucking that's that's the luck of the devil.
Yeah.
Fucking go for it.
And you're probably only getting.
I probably would have done the same thing. Like, I guarantee if we're sitting there like, oh, we got to run all the way back up like N block or something, and we see the bus stop right next to us, I'm taking it.
Yeah, kind of hard to pass on
Give
that
a
one.
Our first few years, we probably wouldn't have taken it actually.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you guys. I remember very heavily against the shuttle, like in the early years.
Oh, yeah, our first like 3 or 4 years, we didn't take it at all. Even going to the archery range, it's like 4 miles away.
No, we're not pussies.
I mean,
And then now,
even since then, I got over that. But even since then, I really don't take the bus much because you have to wait for like 2 hours for it to come around.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
If you have somewhere to
convenient.
be,
I've taken it once just because it showed up as I was passing by.
Yeah.
And it was the archery range.
mm-hmm.
I've actually only ridden it once, and that's when we were all the way up in parking, which is an eternity away from where we were camping, and the bus just happened to pull up like right as we were walking back. It's like, okay, well, no, I'm taking this right now.
I think it was it was our 3rd year that we were stopped for the Paralympics, and we're like, all right, we got to change it up this time, guys. And so like first year we sang a bunch, 2nd year we bribed everyone. What are we gonna do this year? And then we found out we were gonna be a stop again, and we got the question and answer sheet
Yeah.
for all the trivia questions. So me, Draco, and Seamus sat down and
Studied.
memorized them. I think we spent 3 hours. We memorized 57 questions and answers.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah. And we didn't miss a single fucking one.
Yeah.
I take that back. Seamus actually answered one wrong to make it seem more realistic.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a simple challenge anyway.
Plant the seed.
I was like, fuck that, man. I got back to the camp that hosted it at the very end. And he's like, yeah, man, I just answered all the fucking questions. Keep asking me questions. Ask me the rest of the questions. Ask me every single question. I know them all. It's like, yeah, I bet you do, man. And he literally asked me like 12 fucking questions, and I'm answering before he even fucking finishes the question.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, weren't they like
he
asking
100%
you partial
knew.
questions?
Yeah. He 100% knew.
Well,
but we cheated like pirates. We didn't cheat like driving your car while drinking.
Yeah.
Responsible cheating.
And I still don't think we placed in first, second, or third that time anyway.
We didn't actually finish. We stopped at like number 8.
Yeah, that was right.
And so that we could help, what's her name, finish.
Yeah, that was it.
Or at least watch her finish.
Yeah. I thought we did finish.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, how about this?
Yeah, I was actually
going
to say, after, talking about the Power Olympics and whatnot, all the drinking that goes on that, not like we haven't been doing enough drinking in between as it is.
Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey.
Yep.
I read it last time.
I can't see right now, but I'll give it my best shot. Yes.
Give it.
Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. As he said, it is 70 woof or 35 alcohol by volume. 35%. Okay. Blending peanut butter with whiskey? We thought the idea sounded a little nutty too. God damn it. But it's high time a whiskey was bred to take the party to the next level. Grab a bottle of Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey, break away from the pack, and wolf down some good times. That hurt to read. Holy shit.
Hopefully it doesn't hurt to drink.
God. I hope not.
You want to crack it?
Yep. Just freshly cracked bottle of peanut butter whiskey.
No cork or nothing.
No cork. That way you
wanna try some
you
there,
know
Draco?
it's cheap.
I do.
This is not the podcast for you. I'm just now realizing.
Yeah, it's just straight whiskey.
As
and
much as you hate whiskey.
he cannot stand whiskey.
Well, the peanut butter whiskey, usually flavored whiskeys I'm good with. But when I see you guys really stress on drinking your own whiskeys, then I'm worried.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to start by taking a pretty deep whiff of this.
You do that.
You wolf.
What's our time limit?
That smells really good, actually. Like, I hate how good that smells, for all the puns.
Ooh.
We're actually at 55 minutes right now.
Okay. Let's do this. Talk some current events.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
And wrap her up.
Give more than that, you say?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, it does actually have a good smell to it. It's like a butterscotchish, like caramel, peanut buttery scent.
Take a butter shots.
Well, you go ahead and give it a taste. Get that ASMR smacking and gulping noise in the background.
Mm-hmm. Well, the butterscotch assessment is fairly accurate.
Really?
It tastes like a very alcoholic butter shots.
Okay.
To me. I'm not really getting the peanut butter-ish. I'm just getting butter shots.
Fair
Buttery
enough.
nibble.
Get the butter.
Yeah.
All right, Draco, you go ahead. I'll taste it last, I'm enjoying just sitting here and just sniffing it in.
I definitely think, like, for the price, I definitely could see us using this, like, in the future for...
Maybe for like a mixed drink of some kind or something like
mixed
that.
drinks and just random
Hot butter
fucking...
whiskey.
I mean, it is like 35% alcohol, so...
It could work for it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's already really sweet, though. That's the only problem.
you just cut the amount of sugar you use.
Yeah. You'd have to find a different ratio for your hot butter rum.
Wouldn't be too hard.
But yeah, it's very sweet. And I can't really talk shit about it. That's the only thing. It was, what, $17?
Yeah, it's like a $17 bottle. It's a liter.
It's hard to critique something on... Yeah, something under $20.
Okay, what I'm picking up from it very, very heavily on the back end is like toasted butter. It almost comes off sort of popcorn on the back end, oddly enough.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, you do not get any peanut butter out of this, but it doesn't make it bad.
Like peanut brittle, maybe.
Actually, yeah, okay. Kind of like a toasted nut kind of flavor on the back end. Maybe that's where the popcorn thing.
Yeah, and the aged American white oak barrels.
Of course. Wait, did you say American in there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
A charred American.
People need to know they're American barrels.
Oh, American white oak.
Calm it down.
I mean, that's probably why they call them American.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Use any of this?
Do you think just because the barrel was made in America, that's why they're calling them American?
Yes.
No, I thought that's why they're calling them white.
No, I'm just going to let that silence sit for
Okay, yeah, just let that get awkward. Well, I'm going to finish this if you want to fill in the void.
All right. Well, Draco, I'm going to pawn off my responsibilities on you. You're not a fan of whiskey. What do you think of this?
Oh, yeah, as a non-fan.
Well, because it doesn't taste like whiskey.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
I have to agree with that. It does not taste like whiskey.
Kind of tasted like a buttery nipple shot.
I could see us
Or,
using this. Like, this bottle's not going to last long.
A payday
No,
shot.
probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it tastes like.
Payday.
Yeah, because the longer it sits
It's-
on your tongue, the more of a peanut flavor you
Yeah.
get. It is there. It's not necessarily peanut butter, though.
It's just a fucking $17 bottle of Payday.
God, that's
Delicious.
It's not
yeah,
bad.
that's a fantastic thing in my opinion.
If
Like,
I
that's
ever
good to find.
start like any sort of bartending business, I'm just gonna buy that. And somebody asks for like a Payday shot,
It's like, oh,
or
sure, I got you.
yeah, they ask for a buttery nipple. I'm just gonna do that with some fucking like cream. I mean,
God, that
done.
I hope at some point a bartender of some kind, like a bar owner more specifically, listens to this and just hears about this specific whiskey. It's like, huh, maybe I can cut down on my costs by switching to this.
It is crazy sweet though. Like, I like drinking a good amount,
Yeah.
but it's so fucking sweet. I would venture to say it's sweeter than Payday shots.
And that's a pretty high bar.
I generally, when we go out and we drink and, you know, we order our rounds of shots, I have no problem just downing a full fucking shot of Payday. This, I'm having a little bit of difficulty.
Well, I mean, I can't really be testament to that on my end because I've been trying to just sip this down slowly, let it roll over the tongue and taste it. Because I want to get, you know, the full effect of it.
It definitely burns a lot more, though, than, like, butter shots or a Payday shot, I would say.
But I don't think either of those is like 35%. So
I'm still getting, I'm not getting the taste at all of whiskey, but I'm still getting that burn down my throat.
yeah,
I didn't get the burn, but I also didn't take a very big shot.
Did you drink it straight or did you sip on it?
I took 2 sips.
Let's try and shoot them, and then we can get a better
yeah. Well,
idea of that. While we,
that's
overview
how we'll-
this, that's about the review that we're gonna get for this.
yeah. There's not much beyond that. It is
Very
tasty.
syrupy.
Yeah, very syrupy. It's tasty, a little overly sweet. It tastes like either, you know, a butter shot of some kind, like a Payday, or a buttery nipple.
So what current events do we want to talk about? I know
We're
we
not
had
going to
the-
rate this. How many? We're not. We're not.
We're
doing
not.
a rating system.
We're
Okay.
not good mythical morning now. I feel like we've been through this.
3 sauce.
Well, we can't give it like 8 wolves.
Do we want to give like bullshit ratings to everything that's like completely
Arbitrary.
arbitrary every time?
No.
Like the blade and bow. Like I give it, 4.5 keys.
Just
Don't tell them like out of anything.
I guess we could technically do that because I'd put this right at around 8 paw prints myself.
I'd give it 23 wolves.
Draco, any opinions on it?
At least 7 tail wags.
Wow, that's
It's pretty strong. Yeah.
that is strong. I don't know the context, but
I
strong.
think
I
that's
assume
the
it's
point.
strong. Oh, can't wait to cut all that.
Well, I can't wait for this podcast to take off because
I hope you don't hold your breath.
optimism.
Okay.
And like I believe if we do it long enough and we network properly, it will take off.
If you build it.
And eventually, it's just gonna be this. It's just gonna be people listening. Like we're gonna be doing it live or whatever the fuck. We're just releasing this mumbo or like just jumbled fucking words thrown together.
Just like that fucking sentence.
Yeah,
Okay.
that whole fucking sentence. Like that was an example, right?
Of course.
All right, I've had 3 shots. I'm not drunk. Calm down.
Oh.
So we're just gonna be releasing to fucking hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of people just our drunken talks.
It's just us drunkenly rambling to each other about
Yes.
the past.
About the past, well, potentially about the future, about some fucking cheap bottle of whiskey that you happened to buy last weekend.
I
So
found
doing
this
what we
at-
always do, just on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, naturally.
Well, in facing specific ways.
This backdrop made itself.
Yeah.
Effort goes into this. Not much, but I threw furs on top of lamps. Anyway.
You're fucking destroying the mystery.
Oh, yeah. It's not
It's
lamps. Oh, we're shooting these now? Okay.
Hey,
no,
get
same
it.
time. The fuck do you
Oh
know?
my god. It's significantly worse when you're just shooting a full shot at once.
Do you
See, I
get
didn't
do you get
think
more of
so.
the whiskey bite from it, or
Do you want a bigger shot? Because I gave you a smaller shot that time.
yeah, a
dude.
little baby shot Draco over there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Give
Let's
him a
go.
full
Baby
one.
shot Draco. Want a bigger baby shot?
Fill it up.
Oh god, no!
And while you're filling that up and talking, I'm gonna take mine.
And talking. Whoa! Don't expect that much out of him.
Oh, wait, that's a big shot. All right, calm down, me.
Ooh, okay.
Good, I get to take more.
That does hit a little weird when you shoot the full one, but
There you go. So, Kim Jong-Un dead? Yeah.
okay, we're
No?
gonna break into this. Okay, Kim Jong Un is definitely fucking dead, and I've said before, and I've seen memes about it after the fact. The two fucking surgeons that probably worked on him are literally parading him around the hospital with shades on, still dead, like fucking weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Like, please don't kill us. He's fine. Look, he's waving and everything. He's so nice right now.
I think it's entirely possible he's in a vegetative state, but yeah, no, I don't think we're going to see him moving his mouth or walking of his own accord ever again. I mean, and North Korea's done this before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, again, done no research into any of this.
Absolutely
it's just all
not.
stuff that I've heard before. I believe Kim Jong-un's father died, was it either the early or the late 2000s?
I want to say the early, but I have done no research, so here we are.
And his grandfather died in like the late 80s or 90s. And every time one of them died, you know, you don't even hear from North Korea for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, they're
At
sorting their
least.
shit out.
Like, and it always comes out on like a leak or some shit. And then like a week later, North Korea will come back like, yeah, they're dead. And he had a big family, so who cares?
Kim Jong-il died in 2003.
Okay, so it was early 2000s.
Okay. And when did his grandfather die? Also, thank you, Jake.
Way to get on
You're
that.
doing your job.
For the first time in this entire podcast.
I want to say it was like 97.
94.
And they all died from like heart attacks.
I mean, just look at the family. Of course they did.
They live like kings. They probably have clogged arteries.
Well, now that his sister's taking over, I have no idea what her like foreign policy is or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah,
But-
I can't put a pin on her personality at all because it's hard to judge her just by the memes, and that's all we really
But
go
I
off of.
can judge her by Kim Jong-il said that Kim Jong-un's brother would never be able to take over the family like dynasty because he's too girlish. Has no problem with the daughter or with Kim Jong-un's sister.
That is, that says something.
So she's probably not kind, I would say.
Well, it's kind of strange to what they might do if you think about it, because a lot of North Korea has very sexist things that they do with their all the women have to wear skirts.
The sister is definitely going to be taking over if Kim Jong-un died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, no, I have no doubt about that. I'm just wondering what she's going to do because the rules on women are so strict over there.
You're right. That's something to think about. She may go for some sort of reform for that. What I see more likely is happening is at that certain like level of power, there's not gender anymore.
yeah, you are literally a figure.
You're a god to
That's
these
true.
people.
That's true.
So,
Somebody tells you what the fuck to do, you have them executed.
and it is more or less misogynistic society when it comes to the family dictatorship. There's little to no misogynism, but
Yeah, just whenever.
they're more interested in keeping the family than actually keeping stable power, like stable figurehead.
Yeah, exactly. It's more about the appearance right now, and then they'll get into the actual
Kim Jong-Un had his fucking older brother assassinated in Malaysia like
Hey, allegedly.
3 years ago. No, he definitely did.
Oh, okay.
That's 100% pretty sure.
Hey, let me give the benefit of the doubt to a monstrous dictator, okay?
Hey, if you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, say something more like, no, he totally did it. But it's only because the other guy would have done it to him first.
No, he was too girlish.
Yeah.
He's a Rod Stewart fan.
What?
I don't know, man.
That's what his father said?
Just because he's girlish
okay.
doesn't mean that he can't have somebody
Yeah,
assassinated.
he was also a fan.
Oh, okay. Well, unrelated.
He liked American rock, whatever.
Hey, that's all right. Yes.
So yeah, there's that.
Okay, so North Korea getting shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, and what are the potential like fallout of that? Actual nuclear fallout?
Maybe. I mean, if she is genuinely fucking crazy, she might. I don't know. She might have bigger balls than her brother did. I don't know.
Might have something to prove.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I don't know. Are they allowed to get American memes over there? You could just see like one meme about herself from over here and probably snap and attack the
I
U.S.
don't even know if they have internet.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that their family does.
Oh yeah.
I highly doubt the citizens do.
Now, someone's gonna make some real fucking dank meme, right? About like Putin, whoever's running China right now, and Kim, the sister.
Yeah. Well,
All three of them.
Again, no research.
And they're just gonna be like, fuck this one person in America. Fuck this one meme lord. They fucking created this.
well, I like to think there's like at least one saving grace among those. Like, you ever
And they're
think?
just gonna nuke some no-name city in Minnesota.
God. Not much. Well, actually, I don't want to say shit. Anyway. Well, all right. So obviously, in all realism, like the family of dictators probably gets internet, probably sees like everything. They probably got NordVPN. They're probably able to look at other countries' internet.
Well, we're never getting that sponsor.
Well, this is how I transition into our sponsor. Actually, I don't have one.
Well, you think NordVPN would support dictators?
No,
Is that what you're
no.
saying?
They support money. There's a big difference.
I'm glad we don't.
Yeah, apparently. Well, but anyway, I like to think, or actually, I'm curious. Do you ever think Kim Jong-Un saw a meme about himself from America and laughed?
No.
Yeah, I think he did. I don't think Putin ever has.
Oh no, Putin doesn't laugh unless he's like choking a grizzly bear out.
Yeah,
Putin
or being
probably
choked
will.
out by a grizzly bear.
Yeah, it's attempt to choke him out. Yeah.
Putin probably looked at a meme and went, "Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, what's next?"
No, that's not what he did. Because
He crushed the phone
That's hilarious.
while saying the same thing.
Putin literally banned memes in Russia.
Did he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about
Because of that.
that. Oh my.
So you were wrong.
No one must make fun of Putin.
No, you were probably half right. He probably looked at his phone like, kill them.
Ban the memes.
Oh, shitty fucking Russian accents.
I could do better, but
All right,
I don't want to.
We're not drunk enough.
no.
So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we actually haven't informed anybody about anything or actually given our opinion on anything.
Was that our intention?
Well, we're not a news station.
Not at all. So the informing part's out the window.
Well, we have to talk
Well, give
about
your
it
opinion.
for context.
I mean, everybody knows, like, Kim Jong-Un, like, had some complications, went into fucking surgery, basically,
Yeah.
for his heart, and...
We've already given all the context.
Yeah, so what are you talking about?
Our opinion.
Oh.
Do you hope that bitch is dead?
Yeah.
Why?
Fuck him.
What has he done?
I mean,
What hasn't he done?
continued an iron grip dictatorship on North Korea that led to the
As far
suffering
as
of
I know,
hundreds of
he's
thousands, if not
never
millions.
personally killed someone.
I feel like if you order someone to kill someone, it's...
Allegedly.
Hey, you can't use my own line against me at this point, okay? Yeah,
You can't just call someone a dictator and like, oh, he deserved to die.
well, I'm just gonna say what I want at this point. Yeah, I can. I'm not gonna waver from that one. Dude, what's your
Okay, so I can be like, David Bowie was a dictator. He deserved to die.
No, he was just a
There was no evidence he was a dictator, though.
So, are you just basing your opinion off the court of public opinion?
I'm basing my opinion off the evidence that I've done no research on. I mean, in all fairness, I don't know. It could be a fucking paradise in North Korea. I doubt it. But, hey, you know what? Someone inform me. Anyone out
According to the defectors...
It's your job.
Okay. What? No.
Google's right there.
Jake.
What bad shit has Kim Jong-Un done?
Yes, please, get us a list of all his
Researching.
atrocities.
That's the thing, because like we know about China, right? Like they have like fucking slave labor and stuff. Like I've seen pictures of that. I've seen documentaries and that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like North Korea, I assume is incredibly shitty. I mean, there was a Korean War. I assume it hasn't gotten much better in North Korea since the 50s.
Yeah. They stay so like well closed off. It's hard to like get documented evidence on a lot of stuff. It's just more I don't even call them survivor experience, but defector like experience, like their
most of the bad shit I ever hear about North Korea is like, oh, you know, Kim Jong Un is moving nukes around, or like Kim Jong Il is fucking moving nukes around. Like when I think of dictator, I think like Saddam Hussein. Like yeah, he gassed like hundreds of people in the fucking street.
That's just a murderer.
Not when you're on the verge of genocide. You're a fucking like evil dictator.
You don't have to.
He has the power.
You can
hundreds of people.
Yeah, I mean,
at his command.
You can be a dictator and not be a murderer necessarily. Just your word is law.
True, but what you if
I
your word
think he was
law,
a horrible person.
Yeah,
as a dictator.
Again, like if your word is law, and what you say happens,
mm-hmm.
and if people die because of what you say,
you're a horrible person.
One way or another, though. If he just enacts martial law and people resist that and they get killed, are you a murderer?
I mean, the same can be said for like any country that has a
exactly.
dictator to do that. One person didn't make that decision, though. In other countries, yeah.
That's true-ish,
yeah.
I would say.
I mean, there is no like structured like command system that's just like, should we do martial law? It's just like, no, we're doing martial law, and I said we're doing it, and if it resists, well, you know what to do.
And because of because they're a dictator and they have ultimate authority, they also
have ultimate responsibility
and ultimate blame for everything that happens because of what they say and do.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So yeah, putting that perspective upon it, then yes.
So at the end of the day, almost any dictator is a murderer if they're a fucking leader of enough people.
Yeah, because all the burden falls on
one
them.
way or another. You can make the best decision every hour of every day, and people are still gonna fucking die because of that. Because you have unchecked power. Yeah, maybe it was the wrong decision. Like I'm not saying like you could possibly make the best decision, but with all of that, with all responsibility falling on one person, you get blamed for it.
Yeah, no matter what.
You can't spread it out to anybody else, and because of that, like you get all the blame. Then you have to sit there as a dictator and say, "All right, well, what are you gonna do about it? I'll kill you."
Yeah,
that's the only end game.
Yeah, basically.
And I'm sure that's fucking happened. That's why the same family's been in charge of fucking Korea for, I don't know,
over 50 years now.
I don't know. I don't know who the fucking leader of Korea was during the Korean War. Yeah, and that's the war I've done the most research on.
I'm still researching Kim Jong-Un.
Don't just read the entire Wikipedia page.
Yeah, we're past that. Either way,
this is why we need you a laptop.
Yeah,
so you just.
Yeah. Either way, regardless, I don't think I've ever heard like dictator and good used like synonymously, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I haven't heard of a good dictator.
We're into philosophy at that point.
Yeah, and I don't want to break into that right now. So let's go ahead and move on from that one.
Because on paper, communism works. I don't agree with it by any means, but that's just society conditioning, I think. No government really works long term forever. It'll always transition into something that will fail really quickly.
I mean, that's just the human race in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's transition away from the Korea, the bad Korea. I don't know.
You excited for the Korean War 2?
If I was excited, I would stay on the topic.
Do you think? Yeah, we could have We could legitimately have World
we're
War
still
III and the Korean War II happen at the same time.
Nice.
Because North Korea is a third world power.
Oh, yeah.
Or third world country.
Wouldn't that still just be part of World War III then? Because it's the world.
Depends on it. Well, if they're
part of the war.
if they're kind of just fighting each other, it's not a world war.
No. Oh, you don't know where the third world country came from?
Mm-hmm.
See, during World War I, when the Axis and Allies were created,
Educational time.
Ally was first world countries. Axis were second world countries. Anyone not one of those were third world countries. That's where the whole fucking third world countries. So when Trump's calling other fucking countries third world, like shitholes and stuff like that, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. That's where all that came from.
Yep.
So, and North Korea was a third world country at the time. They didn't take a side in World War II.
That point wasn't just Korea?
No. The 38th parallel's always been there.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
The 38th parallel was there because the split in the country, that was where the standoff held the most amount of time, was at the 38th parallel.
Oh, that's just their border.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to cut most of this now because it's just getting boring and educational.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Let's drink.
Turn up!
I think people would enjoy listening to that.
Maybe, but I should probably not mark this podcast as comedy if that's what we're going to talk about.
True.
Probably shouldn't mark it as comedy anyway, but...
Yeah, well, not at this rate. Well, we need to come up with funny talking points, not fucking dictators and...
You fucking brought up North Korea.
Well, you brought up current events. Tell me a funny thing happening nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
One. Give me fucking one.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Hey, no, there was that one.
And you brought up current events. You didn't tell me funny current events, because I would have said no. Not happening.
Fair enough.
You've seen some more news.
Yeah. I guess on...
what was the other current topic that we had?
Well, on
UFOs?
Yeah, on a lighter note, there has apparently been some footage released.
You have any idea the implications of that?
I don't know. I find it pretty comical because it feels like a struggling half-assed distraction. Like, ooh, look, there's UFOs.
It's just drones, man. It's just the government using drones.
Shut the fuck up, Jake.
And y'all saw the video earlier. That video specifically has been around since, 2004? Resurfaced in 2017.
Yeah.
The FBI or whoever the fuck said it's legitimate. Cool.
All right, yeah, it's nothing new still. It's just recirculating old bullshit.
Yeah. You told us that government says that a UFO video is legitimate. As far as I know, the first time ever.
That might be the first time they've genuinely admitted it.
It's the first time it's ever hit news like this.
It was still very vague
to this point, and so, and first off, this is the FBI or whoever telling us that this is legitimate as far as they know.
Yeah, and that's the extent of it.
Now,
not a whole lot of good news behind that
honesty,
one.
When it comes to UFOs, if you can't identify a flying object, I don't care. When you can,
okay, fair.
When you can identify said flying object as some spacecraft from another planet, then I'm concerned.
Well, we also don't know the criteria for identified, because if an alien spaceship came down and it's like Independence Day style and it's covering half the fucking continent or some shit, it's still unidentified. We have no specs on that motherfucker.
All right, can we try to identify it a little bit though?
No.
Instead of a fucking blurry picture on an infrared
no,
camera,
but like that, it would still be a UFO.
I guess.
Because you're either going to call it a UFO, which is the technical term for it, or an alien starship.
That sounds way more dope.
Yeah,
actually.
but we don't have a technical term for an alien fucking warcraft.
Can we just call it that? An alien
warcraft?
warcraft?
No, we can't. I don't make those decisions, first off.
When it appears, they will have a name for it.
I
won't be the one to make that.
It'll be the fucking floating disc above Singapore. That's what it's going to get called. It's either going to be that or the UFO. Because,
no, I'm going to start a fucking movement. It's going to be called an alien warcraft.
When UFOs come out and they do get debunked, it's because someone goes on and oh yeah, that's a fucking, X-39 BB-7 fucking weather balloon.
Yeah, they make it really lame.
It's identified, though.
It isn't identified.
You know exactly what that is. You
Point.
can type that shit into Google and bring that motherfucker up. Please don't type that in because I just,
a bunch of
rambled off
gibberish.
some fucking bullshit. But yeah, that's identified. A fucking alien spaceship comes in. You can't Google that. You have no way to actually identify that. You have no idea the race. You have no idea the composite of the fucking thing. You don't know the dimensions of it. You don't know, like, the volume of it.
Well, who knows? All alien races are different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, that's why we're never going to be able to actually identify something until we make contact with them and share specs of our shit.
They don't need anything from us.
Exactly. That's why they haven't come here.
No, anytime we've seen them at this point, like I think like that video that just like resurfaced could have happened fucking yesterday, and that's literally just aliens cruising by. And they're just like, oh, yep, there they go dying again, and just leave.
Like,
Like,
do y'all think
part of
aliens?
this.
Like, obviously, like we're not even going to talk about do aliens exist. Obviously, they probably do, right?
Statistically, probably.
Statistically, they should.
Yeah.
Right. By like the laws of infinite probability and the vastness of the fucking universe.
Well, just
I will say that there's a debate to be had that aliens did exist and they will exist again, but they might not right now because of just the astronomical chance of life happening. But the odds are in its favor.
yeah, I mean, there's several planets easily that even just we know of, I think, that are at least capable of supporting life.
Oh yeah, we've already identified dozens of other planets within the Goldilocks zone. Like, I think there's probability that life exists in the fucking Milky Way galaxy, and there's fucking millions of other galaxies out there.
But on that same note, that life that exists over there, it could be germs. Still life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, true.
It's not good odds that there's intelligent life out there.
I
right
personally
now.
hope that if there
I don't think
is
so.
other life out there, I hope they're not somehow behind us
It
technologically.
probably would be.
Like that's a scary thought.
Because there's good odds of that. There's good odds that, first off, the universe is fucking massive. So there's good odds of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But there's really good odds that aliens have developed like fucking massive civilizations and maybe even fucking interstellar travel and shit. But a billion years ago, and the entire civilization died out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happened, 13 times. with class 3 level civilizations where they were colonizing other planets
and then
and other
came
solar
along
systems and shit. But then that entire race just fucking died out because that's what that race decided to. It's time to fucking die out.
Yeah, the Forerunners. They built the Halo rings and
And there's like one disease spread throughout the entire fucking galaxy or some shit, or just
COVID-18.
their DNA just stopped. 100 different fucking reasons. But a lot of shit can happen in a billion years, let alone 13 billion. How old is the universe right now, as far as we know? The observable universe.
Jake, you're the one with the Google.
It's even in theory.
Use the Google.
Oh, of course it's a theory. Everything's a theory because we can't test the Big Bang. Gravity's a theory. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the whole debate about whether aliens exist. They probably do. Or they probably did, or they probably will. But the odds are tiny that if aliens exist right now, even if they have some way to travel across the entire fucking galaxy in a manageable time frame, fuck would they come here?
Yeah, exactly.
13.8 billion years old.
13.8 billion observable years in the universe.
What? No, 13.8 billion years.
Like in the observable universe.
Yeah. And where was I before you rudely interrupted me?
You were still talking about aliens for the past 10 minutes. Or sorry, we were trying not to talk about aliens.
On the fact that there's no way that aliens have visited here.
Oh, well.
Well, you have to consider if there's 2 intelligent species, at least 2, us to live here and another one to visit us, there's got to be dozens, right? Statistically.
Yeah.
For one to exist, there's got to be dozens and dozens more out there. For the odds of a more advanced civilization than us existing right now that saw us
and wanted to visit
us, there'd be dozens more. We'd already be at war with the fucking some space-faring species.
Couldn't call it much of a war.
And we would have already seen them like firsthand. We would have had first contact with them or some shit, or they just would have came and blown us the fuck up or some shit. Yeah. And if there was one alien out there, why would they just like look at us? They would either just like blow us up or just like keep going and let's find someone that's not so fucking primitive.
Yeah.
Like they can barely even fly out of their own atmosphere. We're interstellar at this point.
Yeah.
It's like look these worms.
Yeah, it's literally looking at insects. So.
Yeah. It's like how often do we send scientists to the fucking Congo to look at primates? Does anyone give a shit about that? We have them in zoos and stuff.
Well, I don't know about how frequently they do it, but I don't give a shit about how often we do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson said there was an alien species out there that was so advanced they were interstellar, and they saw us. They would fly right past us like we walk past a worm on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
you're not gonna sit there and try to have a conversation with it. Like,
well, I don't know. I've seen some people have conversations.
It can't even harvest the entire.
They're escaped fucking mental patients.
Or do maybe something else to talk about.
Well, I don't know. Actually, we're getting on the hour and a half mark here, and I was going to see, is there any other topics we want to branch on right now? Because I know we wanted to bring up, like for anybody you who do listen, we do want some kind of feedback. If you feel obligated to give it, obviously it's going to be on both YouTube and Spotify and on Anchor. We do have a Two Whiskeys Twitter as well. If you can find us, it might be a little difficult. I don't know, but feel free to, like, if you want to hear our opinion on something, if you want to just say hello, feel free to put that in there. We'd appreciate hearing from anyone at all.
Yeah, feel free, or just do it.
Yeah, actually, feel obligated.
Yeah,
feel.
If you're watching this, you're probably one of our friends.
Hopefully,
and the fact that you've sat through roughly an hour of our just drunken rambling about our fucking opinions and stuff.
Yeah,
you clearly we mean a lot to you at some point.
Or you're bored in quarantine. Either way, we appreciate your views.
So just take another 10 seconds and just type some comment. Send it over to us on Twitter at Two Whiskeys. Was that right?
Yeah, it's just Two Whiskeys.
Or on the YouTube video if you're watching it there.
Yeah, either way, all this will be linked in the description.
Were you able to figure out if you can comment on Spotify?
I haven't looked into it.
Okay, cool.
You know me. I don't do any research whatsoever.
Anyway, yeah, so let's wrap this podcast up. Again, ran way over the time. I don't see how we're going to keep it with any kind of time constraint when Emrys is here, or if we have a guest at all that's not Draco, because he's just part of it now.
Yeah.
At first, he was just a guest that was kind of hanging out, watching us do this while he handed us shots, and now he's just a staple of the Two Whiskeys podcast.
Yeah, exactly, because you guys demanded it.
Yep.
Also, he stopped handing us shots, so I don't know what he's even here for.
It's bullshit. I like that, but I can't drink a lot of it. I need some more rum.
Yeah, please, if Drago, if you wouldn't mind giving us our closing shot of rum.
Yeah. So to wrap everything up, thank you for watching. Check us out on all of the platforms.
Yeah, all our social media platforms will all be linked and whatnot. Appreciate you checking in with us. Stay safe out there.
We're going to be thinking about possibly doing a live stream soon, so tell us your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
If you'd be interested in seeing that. So until next time, we still don't have a send-off.
What was our last one again?
Eat shit and die, I think you said.
No,
I don't think I was that harsh. Yours was eat a dick, I believe. Eat a dick. This has been a Two Whiskeys podcast, and next time we will definitely come up with a better outro. We promise.
Bullshit.
Next time.
Shut up, Drake.
Go fuck yourself.